It really is that dang phone. I want to start off by saying that phones in general have done a lot of good for the world. I mean, they have completely changed the world. But with that has come a lot of consequences. I mean, originally it was made for us to interact with friends or talk to people on the other side of the world like we've never seen before. But now it feels like every time you go on your phone, every app that you go on is just trying everything it can to keep you on that app for as long as possible. It's done this so well that we seemingly have forgotten to actually interact with people. And this has done so much damage to every single generation and specifically young people. See, people globally around the world spend 6 hours and 40 minutes per day on their phone. And I'm willing to bet only about 10 to 15% of this stuff is actually stuff that's useful. So that's about 85 to 90% of the stuff that you're seeing on your phone is just crap. It's stuff that you don't need to be seeing. And that 6 hours and 40 minutes per day equals 46 hours per week. That's like having a full time job just scrolling on your phone. And if you live to be 85 years old, if you keep up 46 hours per week, that's 23 years of your life. And I want this number to really sit with you for just a second. 23 years of your life would be spent scrolling on your phone. Think of all the stuff that you can accomplish in 23 years. You can learn countless new hobbies. You can learn multiple languages. You could travel the world. You could go on adventures. You could fall in love. You could start a business. You can do pretty much anything you want in 23 years, but you'll never do it because it's going to be time wasted just scrolling on your phone. Phones have also completely changed the way that we perceive information and also get our information. I'm willing to bet that most of you guys watching this video get your news and keep up with what's going on in the world from your phone. Now, anyone can post anything on social media and it could be completely false. And unless it's like a super legal thing, there's no repercussions. So it's a lot easier to come across information on the internet that's not even true. And you can start believing it, and then you spread that to other people, and they start believing it. And it just becomes this cycle of not knowing if what you're reading is actually real or not. And also, social media has completely reprogrammed our brains into wanting immediate satisfaction, right? Think about when you're scrolling on TikTok or on Instagram. And if you think a video isn't interesting, you just scroll up and you're on to the next. And if you don't think that one's interesting, you scroll up and you're on to the next. Your brain over time just gets so used to getting new information every 5 or so seconds. So when you're trying to learn something new, like if you're trying to read a book or if you're trying to read an article about something, it can be really hard to even focus because it's not used to having to do that. It's used to just scrolling mindlessly until it finds something that catches its eye. With the emergence of social media has come an entirely new type of insecurity for a lot of people. You see, us humans are competitive by nature. We often find ourselves comparing ourselves to other people in everyday life, anyways. But when you're on social media and you're following hundreds, sometimes even thousands of people, then you just have that many more people to compare yourself to. You may not be thinking about it during that time, but when you're scrolling on social media and you see someone post about this fancy vacation that they just went on, or this new car that they just bought, you think deep down to yourself, you're like, man, I wish I had that car, or man, I wish I went on that vacation. And it could be really damaging because you start comparing yourself to what people put out on social media. And people use social media as a way to kind of show off what their life, quote, looks like, when in reality, their life doesn't look like that at all. They just use social media as a front to try to show off to all their friends how cool and how awesome their life is. This causes us to compare ourselves with what people put out onto social media, which is almost never truly what their life actually looks like. All of this stuff is stuff that can be fixed, though. After all, you can just put your phone down and engage in everyday life and everyday conversations, right? Well, that's a lot harder to do nowadays, especially because our world has been so digitalized. I mean, you probably use your phone as a way to communicate with all your friends or your family members, or as a way to communicate with your colleagues if you work. You can't just put your phone down because so much of our everyday lives depend on it. This makes it really tricky and it's a really hard thing to balance because you have to be on your phone all the time for work or for school or for keeping up a social life. But then we also know how damaging it is to be using it when we know we're not supposed to be. The point of this video isn't to discredit what phones have done and to just think that phones are all bad. Phones are obviously not all bad. They have completely changed the world. There's been so much good in terms of connecting people. That's not up for debate. But it is a really good idea to just disconnect every once in a while and get out and enjoy everyday life. As people, we crave that human connection. It's just how we're wired. So do your brain a favor, get off your phone, go out there and live your life and form those connections.